Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wolf Quest 3, where we are here in Lost River with our wonderful kaleidoscope. And the very... Oh, there's other wolves like right next to us, what the heck? I was gonna say where we are here with Kaleidoscope and a potential mate who has actually just showed up after chasing off and beating up several other wolves. He seems extremely interested in what Callie might have to offer. He's from the Sulfur Pack as well, which is extremely ironic if we go ahead and we consider the fact that Kaleidoscope has actually survived a forest fire. And here, just as she was trying, oh my gosh, just as she was trying to go ahead and find a mate, she apparently has found someone who is well known from the other wolf packs in the area, because there are so many wolves making a big fuss right now. And I think that's because Sulfur, who we will call, actually, oh, there goes a moose with antlers, so we're not even gonna try. But I feel like this new Sulfur male, he is known for being a rough and tough, like, just musclehead who's able to just tear through any of the packs that he finds being a little suspicious. He really thinks that he owns like all of this land, and he's not so interested in like the town area and the town stuff. I think the lost and found, and maybe what's over here, like Blades Peak, the hinterlands. Maybe he likes stuff over here, or the two-step. Oh, that's right, because that's where the waterfall is. I feel like he likes big open areas though, and the back 40 kind of has a lot of that. But also the lost and found. But he's just been roaming around, walking with a lot of his brothers, getting ready to go ahead and potentially find a mate of his own. And now that he has found Kaleidoscope, he actually seems super friendly, and he seems just utterly and completely confident to me. There we go. Yeah, utterly and completely confident in dealing with whatever the other wolf packs might have to offer while we are trying to get used to everything. I love this. I love how much of his story has just already started to emerge. And I love how he really isn't nervous about anything. Nothing can scare him. He really doesn't care. So now, look at this. So even when we discover something as cool as this really strange tree that seems to be made up of a bunch of upright twigs and no leaves, if Callie wants to actually go ahead and like spend a little bit of time like hanging out in here, we'll try grinning at him to maybe get a nap. I don't think he minds. He does not strike me as the kind of wolf who actually is nervous about anything. And I think Sulfur would just be like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Like, of course, like complete confidence. I think, oh my gosh, this is actually really cute. I think with Sulfur, he does not care if he happens to be near another wolf pack. He is not worried at all about what other wolves might think of him. He is willing to go ahead and go into a very like head-to-head, tooth-to-tooth battle, fighting against other wolves if he needs to. But I don't think he goes out of his way to kind of pick fights. I don't think he's so much bloodthirsty as much as he is entitled. So I could see how he would think like anything that not even the light but his eyes touch belongs to him. And now that he's stumbled upon this interesting, attractive female who clearly has been through some experiences of her own, since she has the little forest fire marks, and potentially because maybe he's been rejected by a lot of the other dispersal females. Just saying. Maybe he comes off too strong, kind of like ready to go ahead and pick fights with anyone and everyone, and maybe they're not really into that. Maybe they want somebody who can be a little more strategic. Maybe they don't want somebody who is just going to spend most of his time like howling nonstop to be like, yeah, this is mine. Yeah, this is mine too. Oh, you know what? I bet he probably likes to pee on everything. I bet that's probably one of his favorite things to do, is to just like mark territory, let the other wolves know, yeah, you can't mess with me. And I wonder how we should go ahead and maybe, yeah, there he goes again, marking the territory, and prove that, because we've absolutely agitated the Lucky Pack. I do want to spend some more time like exploring around town, but I have a feeling that Echo is actually going to be doing that a lot with her sun-touched potential new mate that we have met. We haven't even looked at the Unspoken, but I really just feel like kind of this more open area is sort of where he's used to hanging out. So like Crooked Creek leads, I want to explore. I want to explore. There's Midnight Mountain. The hinterlands in particular and like Little Yellowstone are kind of appealing to me. So are we facing that direction now? Let's see. So that would be over this way. And you know, Sulfur, he's not afraid. Ooh, and there's a carcass too. Is that our elk carcass? You know what? Sulfur would absolutely be the kind of wolf who's like, hey, it's free food. And anytime he'd come across a empty space that doesn't have any scent markers, I could totally see him being like, it's free real estate. Oh wait, the storm cloud dispersal males? Snowshoe hare was here. Oh. Yeah, the storm cloud pack, that's so cool. Alright, come on, Sulfur. I think he wants to kind of impress Kaleidoscope. So we'll do a little bit of hunting with this rabbit. Is he hungry? He is extremely hungry. We'll let Callie go ahead and offer it to him. I would like to say he's too proud to like eat before his mate, because Echo seems to be with someone who always prioritizes like her hunger first. But let's be real. We're gonna just say this guy, like, he's huge. He doesn't really have extra strength, but we're just gonna say he does. Oh man, I can't wait to write his little bio. Because if you're not here for the roleplay, I don't know why you're here, but I do hope you're having a good time. And I love the idea that Sulfur is just used to, I mean, come on, I already think like his name is just too perfect. So I think it's like Sulfur, there we go, would be his name properly to talk about like sulfur left over from ash, is the largest of all the wolf pups born into the sulfur pack in many generations. And he grew up unchallenged by any of his siblings, and so large that he startled away many of the bears who threatened their den even when he was quite tiny. Of course, feeding him was an immense chore that nearly wiped his parents out, and they were more than happy to send him and his brothers on their way to find territory and food of their own. Sulfur is not afraid to get into conflict because he believes that anything he wants should be his. He is quite playful. But he also like tends to bowl other wolves over, I think, but also tends to bowl over anyone else's ideas or opinions, because as soon as he has a thought, he chases it. That sounds like Sulfur. I like him. I really like him. And Callie is like ready to go. She is ready to go ahead and like try to find someone to heal her heart after she did lose her mate in that forest fire. And I feel like this guy, he might be good for that, because he just shows up and he's like, yeah, what do you say? Like, why don't you be my mate? And then there's not really like a lot of questioning it. There's just kind of like this obviousness of like, of course that's how things would work out. And also I love Sulfur's like character as it's developing. Oh, there we have another rabbit. We'll go ahead and let him eat this one too, because he's very hungry. And I think you could probably hear his stomach growl like from far away, and it startles. Did you finish eating it, Sulfur? I think he did. Jeez, he's got an appetite. We've got to go see what this cow elk carcass might have to offer, even if we have to chase off some other wolves. But I feel like Sulfur is just kind of like a simple guy who's like, I smell food. The fact that it is surrounded by another pack, a grizzly bear, he doesn't really care. Like, he'll back off if he has to, but I think he'd definitely give it a good shot of trying to get some chomps in first. Oh, here we go. See, it's just a grizzly bear and mother and a bunch of wolves. And I think the wolves are gonna get driven off by the grizzly bear because they already dipset. Sulfur, you're very bold. Just saying. Alright, watch out, Sulfur. Please don't die. That would be really sad if, like, immediately after we go ahead and get him in our lives. Can give a little bite. I think Callie got nervous, so she zipped in to try to give him a bite. Because she doesn't want Sulfur to get hurt. But I mean, that's free dinner. How could he resist? Don't you dare. Come on. That's right. Oh, it's a boar grizzly. Sulfur! You fool! Please don't die! Okay, I think it's gonna run soon. Holy! I've never been chased by him like this. Alright. I've never been chased like this by a furious grizzly bear. I think we'll be able to intimidate it away if we're careful. Sulfur! Woo! It will change its target. Alright. Alright, I think he's out of here. Maybe? He's out of here! Sulfur! Barely any hits! Oh my gosh. Because it's free real estate, I suppose. Like, I gotta eat this. Sulfur, that was so cool. And this is a whole cow elk carcass. That was amazing! He legitimately was, like, we arrived in time for the storm cloud pack to just get completely chased away by the terror of having a grizzly bear in your freaking face. And then just managed to stroll in and steal an entire cow elk carcass until we're stuffed to the rafters. Alright. That was amazing. And we're not even, like, very hurt, so let's go ahead and lick his face. Because I have a feeling, even though he's just like, yeah, that's just what you do, and just has that kind of complete confidence, Kaleidoscope would have been just completely startled. Like, what even was that? Like, how do you just show up and chase off a boar grizzly bear? I thought it was actually a smaller grizzly bear. And then I think normally Callie would be like, oh, we should sleep further away from where the further away from where the carcass is. But I actually think that he's like, nah, let's just go ahead and bed here. We might have breakfast when we wake up. I have a feeling he doesn't really care if, like, crows chase off a lot of his food, or like eat a lot of his food, because I think he just kind of ignores the ravens and crows. But I could see that he really would not appreciate. Was he gonna eat more? He is. Oh no, he's just gonna defend it. From Mama. Oh, it's a mama grizzly bear now. We might be willing to go ahead. Come on, Sulfur. I think Callie would kind of be like, all right, maybe we should just go ahead and scooch up now. Because maybe I could see Callie kind of feeling a little bit for a hungry mom. And also, I don't think, like, I'm trying to, like, figure out his character here, but I don't think Sulfur's, like, super territorial. He just is like what he wants at that moment. He wants it to be his. And like leaving some old bones behind just so that he doesn't have them to eat anymore. Whatever. That's not really a big deal to him. Let's head towards the back 40, like over here. Because now he's bored. Now he's like, I'm full. And once he's full, he probably doesn't care about the carcasses anymore, unless he planned on eating more of it later, or maybe bringing it back because it was his to his den. And anybody who might be waiting there. He strikes me as the kind of character who is going to be just utterly gobsmacked. Another bear? Maybe? Wow, look at the stars. But he really strikes me as the kind of wolf who's going to be gobsmacked with the responsibility of pups. And we'll have to go ahead and see whether or not we need to worry about taking care of our pups with him, or if he will rise to the occasion. But for now, there's a bear trying to have a nap over there. So you know what? Maybe we'll work our way down. Actually, does he like the open breeze? I think he would. I think he wouldn't look for shelter. He's just like, this spot'll do. Look, he's chasing the rabbit. All right. Well, let's go ahead. We'll give him a little bit more playfulness. I think that Callie would be kind of surprised to ignore a bear who's nearby them while they get ready for bed. Again, look at that bear just stand up and look at us and just sit back down. I wonder if it's the same boar grizzly bear. And we'll go ahead and have a little nap. Yeah, he's just that confident, you guys. He's just completely relaxed with his confidence of like not needing to worry about that. Huh. I like him. He's completely different than I was expecting. And probably going to want to go ahead and have some of our food. Yep. But alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. Oh, he left a little bit for Kelly this time. On this adventure, if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more in order to see what happens next with Kaleidoscope and Sulfur, they haven't guaranteed that they're going to be mates with one another after all. We're still in the experimental stage. Hopefully we'll be able to impress him. However, somebody like him wants impressed. But most importantly, I hope you guys can look out on the world with some curiosity, come up with some fun stories of your own, and then, uh-oh. Okay, so we're in somebody else's territory right now. Whoops, going the completely wrong way, actually. And then we will share more adventures next time. What? That's a fox! I'm sorry! I thought you were a bunny. Oh, well, there we go. But alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!